Welcome, Mouseworks fans, to another edition of New Gear. This is a segment of the news magazine where I try to show some of the new items that I've acquired for different techniques in building and things that help your model construction. And sorry about the whirring noise. It's my air fan. It's very hot here. Even at midnight it is about 105 degrees. So anyways, so hopefully that will change here soon. Anyways, I've got a few different items this month, and first one up is this little guy right here. And what this is actually a what they call wood panel, and it's made for painting. You find these in art stores, some of the better art stores. And what's nice about these is I've always been looking for different types of plaques for mounting my models on, and something, you know, that's real nicely done. A lot of the plaques, unfortunately, will have an issue with the cross grain. And what I mean is, well, first of all, you have to find a decent one that's not basswood, because basswood will warp like crazy, so you don't want basswood to also soak things in. So you want pine or anything like that. But basically, this is a regular one that you get at like Michael's or Hobby Lobby, and they're nice, but they're still a little rough. That's why they're so cheap. So you can see that on the edge here, it's kind of rough. The end grain is the biggest problem right here, and it's really rough because it's going across the grain, and so it rips it up. So you have to go in there and sand it smooth to make it look nice. And even then, when you paint it or stain it, it kind of looks rough. Especially if you try to paint it with gloss colors, it'll change it completely there. So you have to use flat colors. Anyways, they stay pretty stable. Putting little feet on them helps. But I was looking for something that was a little more consistent. And these panels have a plywood top to them, and it's really high quality. The other nice thing is that the framing of it is actually like a picture frame, which actually has sides like these. Again, really nice because it's going to be take some of the warpage and flex. They have a sawtooth type connection on some of this stuff. But one thing that's kind of neat is, first of all, it makes it really lightweight, but it also makes it so if you have a model you want to light or have some type of effect, you can actually store your batteries and your electronics in here, and it'll be hidden. They do make ones that are twice as deep, so if you really have something that needs something big, they do make those. So anyways, I love this really smooth square thing. Not gonna take but a slight sanding with a fine sandpaper to clean that up, and then be ready to work with. So again, you can find those at most better art stores. Okay, next up is something as simple. I don't know why they haven't done it before. It's actually made by Tamiya. It's a little piece of foam, and it's made to keep your glue from tipping over, which these glues are kind of hard to get to tip over, but I have done it myself. You just hit it just right. It's kind of a pain. This will keep it from tipping over. Plus, it actually makes it so it will be stable and it won't move around. It comes with a little piece here. Makes it so you can couple them together, so you can have on your workbench a whole series of paints, or glues, I mean. So what's really nice is they're only like $3, so they're not much, but they do serve a great purpose. So moving right along, next one I've got is this thing here, and what this is from Krios or Mr. Hobby, and it's a jar about a I'd say a 1 ounce, 2 ounce, probably 1.5 ounce. Anyways, it's not just a normal jar. It's got a little metal grate in here. You can kind of see it on the camera there. And what it's made for is it's got spring steel, so it actually won't move, it won't fall, and it's got a place for paint. Basically, this is, you put your thinner in here, and then you take your brush and you actually move the brush across the grate, and it cleans your brush. Artists have had these for a while. They use coils and stuff like that, but this is one for the hobby industry. They made it a little smaller. Real nice. This one I've got enamel in there. This one is lacquer, and you can see it actually, some of the paint is already collected at the bottom, so it gets out of the way. I usually don't fill it quite all the way. That way you don't have your whole furl going into the lacquer thinner, which can loosen the actual bristles. So anyways, they're really cheap, and sometimes you can find them at places that sell Gundam kits. Okay, and next up is this stuff here, which I have yet to try. This is Ultra Glue from MIG Ammo, and what this is supposed to do, it's a PVA type glue, but it is actually made for putting photo etched on and using clear for clear parts, so it dries completely clear. Works for photo etch, which is a good alternative to super glue. Super glue can be a real pain in the neck doing photo etch, so this one will give you a little more work time and hold pretty tight. It's if it's PVA based, it's gonna be really sticky, but works real good for doing that. And next up, this stuff here, which is Mr. Hobby. Now it used to have Mr. Smet SP before, so it's kind of hard to get in the US, but what it is extremely fast glue. It is about the same consistency as the Tamiya Extra Thin, but the SP makes it so you physically cannot put the glue on two parts and put them together. The Tamiya, if you put enough on, you can do that. This one, you'd have to lay on a ton of it to keep it from evaporating. So it is one of the welders where you actually put the two parts together and then run this along the seam. This particular one is a SPB, which is for black, and it's actually got black dye in it. And what that's for is to trace where the glue goes. It's made almost specifically for Gundam builders, so they can actually see what they're doing when they do glue stuff. Very fast, very efficient. To give you an idea, let's just do a quick glue here, and it's almost an alternative to super glue. That's how fast it is. So we're going to just take these two pieces here, zoom in on it as tight as I can get it, and we're just going to touch it. It does have a brush with it, and it wicks in there on its own. You can see it leaves that black, which is actually a purple. It's purple color. Anyways, it does tell you where you've actually got the glue placed, and like I said, it's glued. It's it's glued. This stuff is just a different type of glue. I always like buying different types of glue and kind of experimenting with them. This is going to be great for little parts that you can't hold for very long, so you can just hold it with a pair of tweezers, just touch it with this stuff and let it go. Like I said, alternate to super glue. If you don't want to deal with super glue, this is the way to do it, and it's micro thin, so you won't have a buildup under a primer coat. So really cool stuff. Like I said, kind of hard to get. MC132 is the stock number. Anyways, black SP Mr. Cement. And that is about it for the new items. There was a whole bunch more new items, but I missed out on them because of all the COVID stuff. So anyways, I'm back up and running, so please leave a message down below if you have any comments, constructive comments. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you can get updates on any of my new issues of the magazine. And this stuff's crazy. I'm telling you, it's just nuts. Let's try to pull it apart completely. I can probably tear it. Well, it's on there. There we go. But man, that's just, you can see it really started to eat into the plastic. So anyways, as always, keep on building, and thanks for watching.